Okay, now we're moving on to lubrication, or continuing forward in the lubrication process. So now we have, that's going to be fun. We have to get down in here. This is going to be a lot of fun. You know, I probably should have put some grease in between. Here and here, because this is a sliding surface. Or is it? Yeah, it is. Well, you know, I'm going to cheat a little bit. And because we have the capillary action of oil to kind of help us along with getting to places that's hard to reach, it's going to get to where we want it to. So, boy, that's a little much. I'm going to try to get in. Oh, get in this part. We'll clean this up. Okay, you see that? Just see it jump underneath there? That's all I wanted to do. We probably don't need to clean that up. It's going to be messy gradually. But then next, we're going to have to get into here. So, that's still a little much. I did not want that, but it got there. So, I don't know if you know, if you put your oiler into the oil, you're going to come out and pull out slow. You're going to come out with a big glob of oil on it. If you pull out fast, you're going to come out with less. That's just how it's regulated. So I'm just going to, just in case, going to clean this stuff up here. We do not want extra oil floating around because that turns the movement into what it was looking earlier. Look at that. So, also, we got these two pivots, okay. It's like, look at these pivots. One, the other one go. Oh, 1, 2. Okay. And then look at all the oil on here. That's a lot. So just touch it to the edge of the one side to the edge of the oil cup, and it's gonna take off some of it. I want to even say that's a little much. We're really splitting hairs here for hairy movement, but okay. All right, we filled that guy up, and we still got a little left on here. All right, got down in here. And there's this one. I am looking to see how much oil I have on here, and I'm not sure if, okay, I think we're good. So we're gonna just touch this to that. Okay. All right, so as that spins, it's gonna spread. I touched that thing, I didn't like that. I don't want this to become what it was a few days earlier. Okay. And well, guess what? for this side, we are done. Look at that. Look at her spin. Okay. Okay. And then this is actually hard to see that, but this does affect that other gear. So, okay, so now I'm just going to turn this over because we have some lubrication to do here. I'm not going to tighten this down because it's finally got two edges. Okay, what do you see first? Okay. You see that capillary action go to work? I might just do a little bit more here. Okay, no more than that. Somewhere we have our second hand pivot. Where is it hiding? Where is it hiding? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. See that? Okay. Let's bring up our focus. You know, the interesting thing is that it almost looks too small for that pivot hole. It's not a high tolerance in there, so okay, that should be enough. That was a little sloppy. It's okay to be self-critical. Just gets you better. Okay, so what do we have here? We got a couple things going on that we're going to have to address before we put the dial and hands on. So this is the top of the dial. Boy, it just goes completely dark. You can't see that pivot from straight down, but from straight up, but it's here. Because the 0 through 100 mile dial is up here, and then your tenths are here. 1 mile, 1 revolution. So that means that this guy goes up here. I'll sit him down for a sec because I might want to put this other piece in first. See, so we have this guy that goes in here like this, and that's going to go down and fit with, it's like a Canon, it's like the Canon pivot with the thing on there. So that fit in there nicely. Let's see, did I leave some room here? Yeah, I did. It's not in really far. So that was just kind of a nice hand friction fitting. See that? That's where that silver knob is going to go. Okay. Okay. In 1 second here. Okay. I got a different movement holder. Got some of those vintage plastic ring holders. That could go down just a little bit more. We just don't want it Yeah, we got some room there. You see that? We just want a little space in between the movement plate and the pinion. All right. So then this engages with that. Okay. That goes in here, if I get it on there correctly. Okay, let's do this from the side here. Okay. And then that is going to eventually match with this guy here. And did I see another freaking hair? Okay, all right. So we're good. As a matter of fact, no. Because this sits on top of here like that. We need to put some grease down too. Or should we? You know, I'm going to vote no. Because that might slow it down. When you get to these bigger, slower wheels, I don't think I'm going to want to put that, because when you get toward the end of the gear train, even the slightest resistance will stop even the bigger gears down where the power source is. So, and I know this is just a pedometer, but I'm going to be a little picky about it. So, at this point, it can be dropped into the case. So, next step coming up. Okie dokie. Now we're at the stage of putting the movement back into the case. So I'm going to just take this here, put it here, and I believe it goes this way. I'm just going to take a quick look at the dial just to verify. Yes, correct. The mile indicator is at the top of the dial, so there's that. So and the bonnet usually is at the top of a pocket watch, but is on the bottom of this pedometer, the pedometer. So we're going to start putting in the screws that hold the movement to the case. All right. So there's our first one. And I'm not going to go crazy as always. I'm going to just bring it in. Here, let's take all my screws out so I don't have to make it awkward with this parts tray. Okay. Goodness. One thing about this pedometer, even though it was made by a clock and watch company, it's pretty good machining, but the tolerances and stuff are not as nice as an actual pocket watch or a wristwatch. Things that are made well like that tend to, it's like you just drop a screw near where it's supposed to go and it falls into the hole, and you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? It just, when you have something that's nicely machined, it is an absolute pleasure to work on, whether it's a classic car, a watch, or a clock. But when it comes into the cheap tolerances and machining, then you got a problem there. So now usually you'd have a dial washer on this, but we don't. And I'm almost curious if I should put one on there. I don't even like how that's engaged there. Should we put a dial washer on there? I'm going to say no, just because the dial will do enough. Okay. Boy, part of me really wants to put a dial washer on there. Okay. So, boy, I wish I could come up higher on this microscope so you can see what I'm looking at, but boy, it's looking pretty darn good to me. Scary part. Okay. I don't like that wiggle, but I don't have any choice. And I don't like that. I don't like how these are fitting together. You see that? It's just kind of cheap. But you know, I guess that's just how it goes. Is there anything else to put on here except for that fitting there? I'm just going to put this on with some hand tightness. Okay, so I put that on, but it raised this. So I'm going to attempt to, I probably should have put that on before I put the dial. Yeah, still. Okay, I think we're good. I need to use my movement ring again because now we've got this. I'm going to put these hands on. I did not clean these hands. I don't think I need to. I do have a hand pusher. I should probably get it. But I can't do it on the microscope, so I will be back. My hand. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. So now that we got that like that, which I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, we're going to have to get this on here just like that. It's kind of like your minute and hour hand. If you don't get them on straight, they're just not going to line up straight. And you want that to line up straight. So, okay. So I used to do my work strictly under magnification, like strictly under eye loops and those magnifiers you can wear on your head. And I got this microscope kind of recently and have been using it gradually. I think probably where it helps most is making videos like this and for really fine work like on jewels and stuff. So if it feels like if it looks like I'm clumsy with this thing, yeah, I am. So I just feel like I needed to give you a bit of an explanation. Okay. Ew, that's disgusting. Maybe I should have cleaned that. But it's on, and let's just straighten that out a little bit. I really should have cleaned this freaking thing. I feel like I'm so used to watching other people's videos that have automatic focus. That I keep expecting mine to do that. Okay, now somehow this moved, and I don't like that. Okay, here we go. So let's just kind of see here. That's it. That's all the parts. Let's just play with it a bit. And get this thing moving. We should see some movement here. Very slight, which is normal because this is, I forget how many strides in a mile. Okay, and then so by turning the this thing on the bottom, you kind of reset it back. Okay, and that, well, that's kind of loose. So there we have it. This is our New Haven Clock and Watch Company 1956. Is it 56 or 59? 56 pedometer. And it appears to be working. So you just kind of, if you run like a mile in like 15 seconds, actually it's a lot less like that, you gradually start to see that move along. Yeah, there you go. You start to see the difference. So it does take a while because a lot of steps are in a mile. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned some things. That's the point of me doing these videos, because I already know what I'm doing when I'm working on something I'm familiar with. So catch us next time. I'll try to get some more clock and watches clocks and watches in there. And I have some other old antique equipment that I'm going to work on. And so we'll see you in a while. All right. Take care. Have fun. Stay safe. Bye.